What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Now, y'all, today we about to react to how Heath Ledger, my boy, my nigga, he really a nigga. He really wanted to, he really, you know what I'm saying? But we about to react to how he redefined the Joker in The Dark Knight. Now, y'all, I do know the gist of it. I know what he went through to play this role. I know he went to extenses, I think that's the word, extenses, like, yeah, right? Extenses. He went to, he went to a point, you know what I'm saying, that nobody will ever do, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to a role. I don't think nobody fiend on a role more harder than this nigga Heath Ledger, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know no details really about it, I just know the gist, obviously, once again, that, you know. So, let's get it. Let's see what he was doing up here, man. See what he was doing while making this. Make sure I like, comment, subscribe.
If I asked you to name some of...
I've been enjoying these videos, y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? Leave a like at least, you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment if y'all need me to work on stuff, whatever it is, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So,
the most iconic performances of all time, you'd probably list off a bunch of names, like Marlon Brando as Vito Corleone, James Gandolfini as Tony Soprano, Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. But all of these performances were original. The audience had no expectations when they first saw it, nothing to compare it to. What's even more challenging is taking an iconic character that already has an iconic performance attached to it, and daring to be great enough to redefine the audience's expectations. And at the age of just 27 at the time of filming, that's exactly what Heath Ledger decided to do with the Joker. When Christopher Nolan put out a casting call for The Dark Knight's villain, a lot of actors shied away from the opportunity, knowing that the character had already been defined by Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I mean, wait, defined by who?
Shied away from the opportunity.
I thought they shied away as in they was scared to play that role, or they knew they was gonna have to, go to certain, extents. But you wanna know something? He not fucking with the other Joker. I mean, Heath Ledger is fucking with the other Joker. The old one that this nigga just tried to say right now. I don't know what he was talking about.
Knowing that the character had already been defined by Jack Nicholson in cinema,
no.
Mark Hamill in animation, and Cesar Romero in television. Before seeing Batman Begins, Ledger had expressed disinterest in the genre, but after seeing the realistic world Nolan had built, Heath was actually the one to pursue him this time, feeling he had something to contribute.
So I knew it was open for a fresh interpretation.
Crazy try to say because it was defiant, bro. No, bro. No.
I also instantly kind of had something up my sleeve.
Heath Ledger
at this point in his career, Ledger was a respected actor.
I swear I'm not glazing, y'all. I'm just like,
but
let's
more
be
of a pretty boy, a romantic figure. He
instantly kind of had something up my sleeve.
At this point in his career, Ledger was a respected actor, but more of a pretty boy, a romantic figure.
One thing I will say, I do not know none of his movies. And my fault if you hear any noise. It's my nephew. So, yeah. Okay.
Took things up by playing the emotionally repressed Ennis in Brokeback Mountain, which earned him his first ever Oscar.
He wasn't Brokeback Mountain. Okay, I do remember that. I never watched Brokeback Mountain. I just somehow know that, just from just looking up shit, I guess. Just being honest. Y'all know, you ever been through that? Like, y'all just know something. I never watched it. Like Harry Potter. I know there's 7 movies, but I never watched Harry Potter. Why do I know there's 7 movies?
But as impressive as that performance was, when word got out that Heath Ledger was going to be playing the Joker, it didn't quite add up. It felt like it could be a potential disaster in the making, but he and director Christopher Nolan seemed to share the same vision for the character.
We saw absolutely eye to eye on the bigger picture idea.
These ideas were focused on key influences, like Alex DeLarge from A Clockwork Orange, someone with a unique style who brings a sense of playfulness to violence, and the artwork of Francis Bacon, bringing a haunting grittiness to the notion of a face.
So basically, my man was like studying other people, like low-key.
Ledger was hands-on in every aspect of the character, choosing the right shoes, knives, and color coordination for the outfit, even studying how ventriloquist dummies laugh, as he always found them particularly terrifying. Little details mattered a lot to him, like wanting to be the one to put on his own makeup, as realistically that's what the character would have to do, which made him a lot rougher, with face paint under his fingernails. He locked himself away for a full month, totally isolated, to fully immerse himself in the role, keeping a diary in which he wrote out his lines of dialogue again and again, and kept these pictorial scraps that would later inspire his performance. So let's examine Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker up close, and see how these influences manifested on screen to create something we simply never saw coming. Let's start with the physicality of the character. The opening sequence introduces a series of bank robbers wearing clown masks, but despite all of them wearing the same outfit, Heath makes his character immediately identifiable with his body language. The others are more rigid, they talk and move very practically, whereas Heath is loose, almost animalistic.
Yeah.
Like here, the camera was going to focus on him anyway, as obviously Nolan wants us to pay attention to him, but this superfluous little twirl keeps us engaged and intrigued.
Yeah.
His limbs swing
my
from
man
their
paid
joints,
attention to
which
detail.
communicates that he's beyond
man is
relaxed.
nice, I'm not gonna lie.
There's an unusual elegance to the movement, as if he's dancing or on drugs, or maybe both. His physical performance is just more interesting than the others, which subconsciously makes the audience want him to be our real villain, because that way we get to spend more time watching him.
Yeah.
Ledger's performance has famously been compared to this Tom Waits interview, as they share the same loose, fluid physicality and even mannerisms.
Alright, let me get comfortable.
So he was basically taking like other characters and just like putting them into one, bro. Oh my god, bro. Somebody left the fucking window open.
Boy,
Okay.
Evening,
Heat flyer.
Commissioner.
I got here last night.
window
I was
is
on the
open.
plane from Paris for about 22 hours.
Their code. It's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble.
It's a sort of intangible, captivating energy, someone neither bothered nor bound by others' expectations of them, and every little gesture communicates that you're dealing with something different. It makes you wonder, is this person out of place or standing out? When you read Nolan's
He
script,
didn't make it seem like that was what, bro. He did a good job. Like you don't know what it was, cause like he'll be laughing, but is that like a crazy laugh? Are you actually like mad? Are you actually like, you know what I'm saying? Are you trying to express yourself? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when he was laughing like scary like that, it would be like he was generally probably like that was his way of like getting out his anger. You know what I'm saying?
it's very bare bones and instructional. The character goes here and does this, which is how a lot of scripts are written.
I'm not gonna lie.
But the magic of what Ledger creates is clearly absent. And look, obviously the director Christopher Nolan had a huge influence over the character, but given Nolan wrote the script, you can see how the details of the character evolved by working together, as in the end, it's the idiosyncrasies that Ledger brought to the table that really make the performance so memorable.
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience or
What is up, brother?
The Google Data
No, I'ma
Analytics
support you, my brother,
Certificate
low-key.
will
I'ma
teach you
support you,
to
I'ma
code
support
in R, to code in SQL, data visualization, and learning how to problem solve like an analyst would. At the end of the day, being a data analyst is about communication. It's the #1 soft skill that you'll pick up. And so learning how to take the information and make it accessible to a lot of people is at the core of being a strong data analyst. Ready to get started? Enroll today.
Got you, my brother.
For instance, the Joker doesn't just
Only
have
time I'm doing
scars
it.
on his face. He's constantly tonguing at them, making his performance feel itchy and squirmy, like there's a nest of insects inside his mouth crawling around his gums.
Yeah, he made it seem like he
It's a
had,
very
like, Tourette's or
oral
something. Not like
performance.
Tourette's,
He's
but-
always smacking his tongue and licking his lips, which makes him feel bloodthirsty, as if you're dealing with an animal. Check out this tiny moment here.
A guy like me. Look, listen.
This little clicking sound he inserts before he tuts is so unusual. Then notice how he drags his eyes across Gamble back to the rest of the room, as if his attention needs to be dragged away from his violent instincts. In that brief moment, he's eyeing his prey, but suppresses the urge to continue talking.
Yeah.
In Ledger's diary,
It's
there was a
details,
picture of
bro.
a hyena,
Yeah, that's what I'm
and you
saying,
can
my man
actually
had a
see
whole
that
diary,
influence
bro.
throughout. Hyenas release a laughing sound as they attack their prey, making them come across as if they're really relishing in the act of violence. And that same maniacal laughter explodes out of Ledger even when he's under attack.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, bro,
This
why
is
are you
where the
laughing when
influence
you're getting
of
your
Alex
shit raw?
DeLarge from A Clockwork Orange comes in. Someone
not
that
be
simply
laughing, like, damn,
enjoys
nigga, that shit
violence
hurt.
for violence sakes, even singing songs as they traumatize and harm others. There's a haunting disconnect between the Joker and his victims. While most actors maintain eye contact to create tension, here Ledger chooses to do the opposite. He's interspersing moments of eye contact, then looking around the room or inside the corners of his mind, communicating how little he values the life he's toying with. This inability to hold eye contact for extended periods showcases the chaos of the character and his rattling energy levels. There's nothing calm and steady about the Joker. It's all about the little decisions
That's what I'm
Heath Ledger
saying.
makes
Like, when he
along the
laugh,
way.
I feel like
His
it's the total
improvisation
opposite, bro.
throughout The Dark Knight contributes a totally new texture to the piece. For instance, when Lieutenant Gordon is promoted to Commissioner, the room full of police officers applaud, and despite it not being in the script, Ledger chooses to join in, staring at him, entranced. There are layers to this decision. Firstly, it's fun for the audience and for the Joker to clap along sarcastically,
I was about to
but it's
say, that's
also
like
an act of
sarcastic,
intimidation,
man, bro.
as the more power Gordon has, the more danger he's in from the Joker's men. So the applause is playful,
Or like,
but
yeah,
the
like he
stare
trolling
is
low-key.
predatory. When he interrupts Bruce Wayne's fundraiser for Harvey Dent, the script simply says the Joker moves through the terrified guests, smiling, but Heath adds a chaotic energy to the scene, picking up entrees and eating them, and swigging
Yo,
from
my man was
champagne
going crazy,
glasses.
bro.
His indulgence, his greed, his gluttony is really on show, taking center stage as everyone else around him watches in silence. But it's the little details that add the most to the character. The script says the Joker drops the gentleman, turns to Rachel. The Joker says, "Hello, beautiful," and continues the monologue. But Heath adds this playful parting of the hair, while also licking his lips, preparing to feast, and then stalks her around, trying to get her to look at him face to face. When he approaches Batman after the truck chase, the script simply says, the first thug pulls at the mask, an electrical shock from the Batsuit throws him back. The Joker laughs. That's it. But firstly, notice how Heath adds this little waltz hop as he approaches.
Yo.
Then when the thug,
He was
who,
not
let's
listening.
forget,
He was
works for
listening to
him,
the script, but he was not really listening. He was like, "Oh yeah, nah, y'all making this corny, bro." You know what I'm
is
saying?
electrocuted, he doesn't
If
just
he didn't
laugh.
play it like this, if he didn't act it like this, I don't think it would hit as hard. Low-key, I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? He added spice to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
He
That
stomps
movie
on
be
him,
corny, bro.
laughs maniacally, and spits on him. Without these little extra details, the character is much more flat, just an actor saying the lines and wearing the costume, but not embodying the character fully. Christopher Nolan trusted Ledger enough to let him take total creative control over the hostage videos, which was an amazing directorial decision, as it gives us real insight into how the actor
probably like,
interpreted
"Oh,
the
yeah, nah,
character,
you bugging
as he's
out,
now
you know, like, you
free,
raw."
fully unleashed to make his own home video. And the results are far more harrowing than they read on the page. The script reads, the image cuts to a blindfolded man, wearing a makeshift Batman costume, face bruised and bloody, in some sort of bright fluorescent lit room. A voice says, "Tell them your name." The man responds weakly, "Brian Douglas." "Are you the real Batman?" "No." "Why do you dress up like him?" "He's a symbol that we don't have to be afraid of scum like you." "But you do, Brian. You really do. You think the Batman's helped Gotham?" Brian nods uncertainly. "Look at me." Brian looks down. "Look at me." But let's see how Ledger changes things. Right off the bat, the room isn't just a bright fluorescent lit room. It's a meat freezer with hanging animal corpses behind, instantly making the whole scene more threatening and disturbing. Then he improvises this taunting, mocking his response, taking off the mask, and then having it dance across the screen.
No! Then why do you dress up like him?
These little creative choices
Bro.
matter so much to our
That's
impression
what made the
of
movie.
character.
That's what I'm saying,
This
bro. That's what made the
playfulness
movie, bro.
highlights
Little
how
details,
deranged
bro,
he
like
is,
that.
communicating that it's all just a game to
Y'all
him.
might think I'm glazing.
Next, it's
but
how he cycles through emotions while making constant physical contact. The script never indicates that the Joker is touching people in almost any scene, but Ledger makes the performance very handsy, and somewhat sexual.
You really do. Huh? Yeah. Oh, shh.
Forgot about
He's
this
grunting
part too.
here like he's
He did
turned
low-key,
on
bro.
and ready to kill. Grips his neck, pulls his hair, strokes the back
Pulling
of
hair
his
is
head,
crazy.
then gently strokes his cheek
Crazy,
while
crazy,
shushing
crazy.
him softly, then slaps him on each cheek. It makes the entire scene unpredictable and unhinged. Then it closes with this dark, abusive turn as he orders him to look at him.
Look at me!
In just one scene, filmed by the character rather than just starring him, we learn so much more. We get to witness his unpredictable, emotionally abusive psychosis, his mannerisms, his maniacal laughter. It's all right here, and aside from the key dialogue itself, it's all improvised and directed by Ledger.
It's crazy. Yo, that
It's such an
paycheck should have been
engrossing and
crazy.
pure performance, because the character isn't simply
I'm aware
defined
that
by the beliefs
I am aware that he did die before the movie came out, I believe. So
that motivate his actions, but how
Crazy,
he
bro.
physically embodies that philosophy.
think about it. He went mad hard in a role and he didn't even get to see it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god. And he took it
He
serious,
truly
bro.
is chaos in how he thinks, how he moves, and how he speaks.
Bro,
An
this
unstoppable
character
force of nature, warping the world
Well, who
into
does
his
retwists?
image. And by playing this
Comment down who does retwists. And
famous
retwists.
comic book
For
character
free.
so vividly, with every idiosyncrasy persistently blossoming on screen, Heath Ledger transformed the Joker, not just into a plot point, a costume, or a laugh, but a state of mind.
Yeah.
A feeling that
That's why they
lingers
tried doing that in
within each
that new
audience
Joker. They tried to
member
make him as crazy as this one, but it's like, I don't know.
for long after viewing.
Yeah, nah, that was, I'm not gonna lie, that was a good role right there he played. You know? Is it over? It is. Alright, y'all, if y'all like that video, yeah, I like doing videos like this, because these are videos I would watch on my own, you know what I'm saying, realistically. So, if y'all need me, you know what I'm saying, to react to anything, let me know down in the comments. Make sure I like, comment, what I just pressed. Make sure I like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, y'all.